Hey neighbors, Brent here coming to you from the front porch on our Wood Forest campus. Today, a really important thing happened over on our campus. It may not feel like that big of a deal to you or seem like that big of a deal, but folks, today the grass came. Sod arrived. Sod is being laid down. You'll see trees have been planted. You've got other sorts of landscaping coming together. It's really feeling like home around here. All the dirt and all the concrete is starting to be softened by the view of just life, of trees and grass, and it's got me really excited today. Maybe I shouldn't get so excited about grass and trees, but I am. And you should too. And if you drive by the campus and you pull in the parking lot, you're going to be more and more impressed and more excited and more pleased by what you see every day as you come. But I'll tell you what, the closer we get to moving across the street, I'm going to admit to you that my excitement about this, my anticipation, every now and then, there's a little bit of fear that's been trying to creep in. There's been a little bit of anxiety that's tried to creep in. This voice of the one that is not the voice of God saying to me, Brent, this is too big for us. This is never going to work out. You need to be scared of the unknown. All these people that are going to show up, they're going to overwhelm you. You're not ready. You're not prepared. There's so many details. If you don't get it just right, things are going to fail around here. And I've just got to tell that voice, go away. Get out of my mind, voice. I don't want to hear that stuff, because the voice of God says, do not worry. I was drawn back to the 6th chapter of Matthew last night. I was sharing it with some church folk that I was looking back through the Sermon on the Mount, and I find those words of Jesus, those words of comfort that say, look, tomorrow has enough to worry about. Let it take care of itself. Just be in today. Live here in today. Don't worry about tomorrow. And I say, but Jesus, you have no idea what's about to come. And Jesus says, excuse me, I know what's going to happen before you know what's going to happen. I'm on the other side of all your worry, all those things that are causing you fear and trepidation and anxiety. I've already seen all of that stuff. I've already covered all of that stuff. And this is something I'm doing, and I will not let it fail. It's like Jesus is saying to me, trust me. And I think Jesus is saying to you, trust me. Now, so many of you who are watching this have school-aged children, and this week they went back to school. Summer is over and they're back at school. And if you've got a preschooler heading into school for the first time, or a kindergartner, you're fearful, you're anxious. If you've got a kid who's now a senior, it's their last year, you're a little bit nervous. Like, I got to get this right. I got 1 year left. There's so many things in our lives that cause us fear, that place anxiety in us. But I just want to remind you today that Jesus says, do not fear. In fact, he went further in that teaching in the Sermon on the Mount. He says, look at the birds. Have you ever wondered where they store up all their food for a rainy day? Oh yeah, they don't. They fly from tree to tree. They make a nest. They feed themselves for the day, and then they worry about the next day's food then. Jesus talked about lilies of the field. He says, you look at them and they're so beautiful, but what have they done? They're not worried about what they look like. They're not worried about how beautiful they are. They're not trying to be more beautiful. They just trust that the God who created them has made them good. And Jesus is saying to us, look, God's got this. God created you. God filled you with hope and purpose. God's seen your tomorrow before you get there. Trust him. Don't worry about a thing. That was a word I needed to hear this week, and I just simply share it with you. Maybe it's one you needed to hear as well. If you're driving around and you pass by our campus, again, the reminder is to pray. Just pray for us. They're working really hard. They're hitting deadlines. They're meeting deadlines. And we are so excited to open this space up on Labor Day from 4 to 6 for the community to come in and walk around and to see what is here. And we're highly anticipating our very first Sunday here in the building when we meet for worship the first time here, September 8th. We'll be meeting at 8:30 for our chapel service that'll have hymns from the hymn book and a sermon and the creed. It'll be your nice old traditional chapel worship service. It's going to be delightful. And then at 9:45 and 11:15, we're gonna push our services 15 minutes later now, and we'll have our contemporary worship services as well. So 3 services start on September 8th. But here clearly, this Sunday, we're back in worship at Stewart Elementary School. I'll be preaching for the first time in 3 weeks, but you should still come. We're meeting at 9:30 and 11. 9:30 and 11 this Sunday at Stewart. Look forward to seeing you there. Can't wait to continue our sermon series, Godspeed. And so until we see each other, Godspeed. Bye-bye.